Welcome to the VO Crew. Be sure to subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss a video. A whole bunch of people asked, Baldy, how did you get that scar?
Huh? Oh, you guys really want to know how I got this thing? Fine, I will talk about this, just don't tell it to the other students of this here college. Sometimes it's too terrifying to remember my past memories. It all started on my first day of employment at Science Stay Here Corporation. During that week, scientists were experimenting with a newly discovered radioactive substance. But the machine that stored this mysterious liquid was showing some flaws that could hinder all plans of the new experiments. So, one of the engineering expert scientists had to leave to sort out what was needed. All the other engineers were busy. I was the only one available. They said there was no danger of the liquid breaking and that it was okay to get repairs. I accepted the work and went to fix the contraption. When I got close, I was a little surprised because the machine was shaking a little. It was already noticeable that maybe it was some problem in the power box that sustains the temperature of the liquid in high heat, or could even be lacking space to store more. I kept looking more closely at the substance itself and all of the machine until suddenly the toner glass began to crack. The crack opened up and released a large jet of liquid straight into my face. I felt my skin burn because it was a highly flammable and destructive substance, and I felt the flames in both eyes, even if only one of them was actually hit. While I was distracted by the blazing in my eyes, I barely realized that the liquid was still being spilled on the floor, so the substance went straight into the electrical box, causing a direct error in the electricity mixed with the element, which caused a terrible explosion. I started to run as fast as I could. My face was still burning, and I could not see right. Because of the smell of the smoke being extremely strong, I didn't know if I could hold my breath long enough to get out, because the oxygen gets more and more contaminated by the toxic gas. And as incredible as it may seem, the flames were too fast for their standard speed, destroying almost everything. And in less than 1 minute, half of the room was contaminated by the radioactive fire. When I finally got to the door, to my horrid surprise, it was closed. How could it be? I swore it was unlocked when I entered. Was I locked on purpose? Did they try to sabotage me? I tried to break the door in several ways, from beating fists countless times to screaming for help. I even picked up one of my rulers. It didn't work. It was then that I realized that there was no escape. I was trapped in the doorway. I was pale with fear. I had no more strength. I was already a little dizzy from the lack of air and still inhaling an extremely poisonous gas. It was not long before I was finally consumed by the powerful flames of this dangerous liquid. I closed my eyes and fainted on the floor, my deep breath being burned like a fried potato. At last, the scientists finally realized that there was a terrible fire in the storage area, and I was quickly taken to the hospital. I had to stay for 2 years because of the terrible severity of the burns. In the first few months, I used a breathing apparatus because the fire reached my trachea and larynx of my throat, so I had difficulty speaking and breathing normally again. As for the stitches, the doctor said that the chemical reaction of the liquid decimated certain deep parts of my skin, making it sensitive and unable to heal again because of the cells responsible for healing were taken out or destroyed by the substance. Not all of the affected parts were needed to be sewn, but there was still a lot around my entire body. So it's not just in my face that I have this. In fact, I can never remove them. I just changed the stitches. It's the only thing that prevents my wounds from being opened again and avoid infections or other serious problems. At least I had a great recovery and I went back to my teaching job in college, so my pain was all over, right? Well, the first day in college, after a student got a question wrong in one of my chemistry tests, I was clearly angry about that. But when I was furious, something was wrong with my body. I was constantly sweating and shaking a lot. My heart was beating so fast and stronger, and I felt an unbearable headache. Principal tried to help me. giving me a remedy to relieve the pain, but it seems that only increased. Suddenly, after an hour, I couldn't take it anymore. I locked myself in my own office. I looked at my hands, and I was surprised at what was happening. Big rays and greenish-colored lightning began to come out of them. My vision became nocturnal. I saw minute details that no normal human could see. The shape of my hands changed completely as well. My fingers were soon divided into ring shapes. The nail tips became larger than before, turning into great claws. I felt more pain in other parts of my body. They were also the same that I felt in the fingers. Pain in the bones and muscles. But the worst part was really my head. My brain felt like it was being fried alive completely. I saw innumerable, horrible visions. And the more I saw, the more I began to become the culprit of the suffering of them all. I soon began to feel a great evil power within me. Fury, revenge, hatred, chaos, insanity, but most importantly, the madness. At that moment, I felt so alive with who I had become. But sometimes, not everything that comes with these abilities is good for me. I'm still pretty disturbed by this new self. It's even worse than the one from the past.
And thanks so much for watching Ask Scientist Baldi Part 2. If you enjoyed that piece, be sure to leave a like on the video before you go. And if you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button to join the VO crew. I post a new video every single day. Today in the comments, let me know, what'd you think? Is this a series you want to keep seeing? I thought it was a lot of fun to make.